You're a summoner? That's the weakest class in the world. The moment Lin Xiao awakened his class, everyone laughed at him. His rival called him trash. No team wanted him. No one believed he could clear a dungeon. Even a normal combat class was considered better than becoming a summoner. But they had no idea. Lin Xiao had awakened a unique S-tier talent. A talent so powerful that nobody else in the world could ever obtain it. Every single day, he gains a brand new S-rank talent. His first summon was just a tiny skeleton. Weak, pathetic, worthless. But after receiving an S-rank talent, it evolved into a terrifying Death Knight. A monster capable of slaughtering entire armies. Then his slime gained the power of endless evolution through devouring. His goblin became a master of legendary weapons. And that was only the beginning. While other people struggled to make one summon stronger, Lin Xiao gave countless S-rank talents to all of his summons. Every day they evolved. Every day they grew stronger. Every day they became more terrifying. Geniuses? Prodigies? Heroes? None of them could even defeat his weakest summon. Then the abyss descended upon the world. Demon gods appeared. Ancient monsters awakened. Even the gods themselves looked down upon humanity. But when humanity stood on the edge of extinction, one man stepped forward. Behind him stood an army powerful enough to shake heaven and earth. An army of death knights, ancient beasts, divine creatures, and beings powerful enough to rival gods. The world finally realized one terrifying truth. The strongest army was never an army. The strongest kingdom was never a kingdom. It was one summoner, and his summons. This is the story of Lin Xiao, the summoner who turned the weakest class into the strongest existence in the world. Week 1 8-hour video will be uploaded. All novels uploaded here are completed, so you will get a full story without searching or waiting. I have listened to the translated version on web, and there are no major problems with translation. If you want Chinese novel translated, give me the original name of the novel and I will respond to your request as soon as possible. Please make sure your request is on the latest video. If you hear this "u" sound in the novel, it means either question mark or some space is left, like getting materials or experience gained there more but not shown. If after a name is used and after there is silence, it means exclamation marks were used as in shock. I don't know if this will happen in recorded one, but it happened in web version. Chapter 394. The nine-tailed celestial fox was violently thrown far away, suffering injuries all over her body. Lin Xiao died before he could recall her into the summoning space. Fortunately, a summoner's summoned beast does not truly die, but requires some time to revive. The loss of another major fighting force made the battle even more difficult. The Snow Maiden doll, Slime, and Goblin Emperor were successively injured, showing varying degrees of poisoning. Boom! Suddenly, the ancient mechanical ox violently charged toward the abyssal Nash netherworm and self-destructed upon contact. The explosion shattered the ice layer, and even the body of the abyssal Nash netherworm was blasted with a wound, the searing pain corroding its internal organs. The Death God Knight had no time to mourn. He seized the opportunity to launch a fierce attack, knowing he had to quickly resolve the first abyssal Nash netherworm. Poof! Suddenly, the other abyssal Nash netherworm seemed to sense something and quickly drilled back into the water. Summon follow. Lin Xiao knew the Spider Prince had been discovered by the enemy, and regardless of his location, he immediately called him back to his side. Although they didn't get the Equilibrium Flower Seed, it at least achieved a delaying effect. If the other abyssal Nash netherworm reappeared, they would repeat the same trick. Now's the chance. Seeing the other abyssal Nash netherworm leave, the Snow Maiden doll and the others immediately switched their focus to the first abyssal Nash netherworm. The abyssal Nash netherworm, which was already heavily wounded, received another blow. At this moment, the abyssal Nash netherworm in the water reappeared, its eyes wide open, letting out an angry roar. It realized it had been tricked. 5 huge poisonous bubbles were violently spat out, but they were all quickly intercepted by Little Mo. Seeing this, The abyssal Nash netherworm in the water immediately locked onto Lin Xiao's location and launched a charge. Unlike the abyssal Nash netherworm guarding the equilibrium flower seed, the abyssal Nash netherworm in the water could move freely. This was also why the Snow Maiden doll and the others found it difficult to fight. The ice layer was split in half. Lin Xiao immediately activated the effect of his evil dragon equipment, using a slide tackle to dodge the abyssal Nash netherworm's attack. Afterward, he ordered the Spider Prince to go underwater and steal the equilibrium flower seed. The Snow Maiden doll's frost power struck again, the ice surface quickly healed, and the effect of the mythical talent triggered once more, freezing the abyssal Nash netherworm in place. But this time, the abyssal Nash netherworm quickly broke free, not because the one in the water was stronger, but because the Snow Maiden doll was exhausted. The long period of high-intensity fighting had almost drained her completely. This was true not only for her but also for the slime and the Goblin Emperor. Awoo! The abyssal Nash netherworm let out a miserable shriek, cut in half by the Death God Knight's scythe. It fell into the lake water, and its dark green blood immediately stained the lake. Successfully killed abyssal Nash netherworm. EXP plus 20 million. Obtained. Skill. Forbidden Curse Giant Poison Bubble *1. Skill. Netherworm Tentacle *1. Nash Netherworm Tooth. Material *1. Congratulations. Your level has increased to 68. It's done. Hearing the kill notification, Lin Xiao couldn't help but feel delighted. His level even rose by 3. At this moment, the other frozen abyssal Nash netherworm violently shook, and then, with a bang, turned into dust. So they were one entity. Seeing this, Lin Xiao felt relieved. This was good news. At least he wouldn't have to fight this monstrous thing anymore. The Snow Maiden doll and the others dragged their heavily wounded bodies back to Lin Xiao's side. Lin Xiao looked at the slime and asked, "Can you still cast the healing forbidden curse?" The slime shook its head. Even with its powerful recovery ability, it couldn't withstand such exhaustion. "My crown still has one stored. Use it." This was prepared beforehand, specifically to prevent this situation from happening. The slime paused, then smiled happily, having forgotten that it still had a healing forbidden curse stored. The sanctuary of healing hung high in the sky, helping everyone quickly recover from their injuries. Lin Xiao quickly arrived at the spot where the abyssal Nash netherworm died. He leaned down and saw a special closed stone disc below, covered in incomprehensible markings. "Do you know how to open this thing?" Lin Xiao asked the Calamity Spirit. The Calamity Spirit leaned over, took a look and said, "It can't be opened yet. The power of Su is still there. It will only open when he agrees or when his power is taken away." Lin Xiao was stunned, recalling the route indicated by the Netherworld guidance. So, it wasn't intentionally pointing out the most difficult path, but rather that the stone statue's power must be obtained to open the stone disc. He then noticed that one of the markings on the stone disc was still lit up. Did this mean the power of the Su god hadn't been taken away yet? They haven't finished fighting yet? It doesn't matter. All they have to do now is wait. "Wait, you said you ate the equilibrium flower seed, but it was sealed inside. How did you manage to eat it?" Lin Xiao asked curiously. "Ah, that was by everyone's agreement." "That's right. It can only be opened if everyone agrees. But that thing doesn't taste good. I don't understand why you came all this way to get it." This answer left Lin Xiao somewhat speechless. However, it indirectly showed that the equilibrium flower seed seemed to have an inevitable connection with these 9 deities. The 9 deities were split from the 2 facets of a certain deity. Could this equilibrium flower seed be used to balance the 2 sides of good and evil? Lin Xiao began to speculate. Just then, a huge roar came from the canyon on the other side, and a black shadow suddenly shot out from the air, covered in blood. "Overestimating yourself. You thought you could fight us?" "Humph." After speaking, the Grand Duke of Terror quickly departed. Afterward, 2 other black shadows shot out. The Grand Duke Zhou Yuan and the Grand Duke of Nightmare Demon. They were both slightly injured and quickly left as well. "The battle is over," Lin Xiao muttered to himself. Just then, The sound of the stone disc turning came to his ears, and the power of the Su God stone statue disappeared. Lin Xiao immediately opened the stone disc. 20 equilibrium flower seeds were perfectly preserved inside. They were interwoven in black and white, looking somewhat like ordinary seeds, but larger and plumper than usual. "Is this the equilibrium flower seed?" Lin Xiao whispered. The calamity spirit leaned over and took a look. "That's right, this is it. But why are there so few? Did we eat this many back then? It must have been you, you glutton, eating too much. It was full before we ate it." "You're the glutton. Couldn't the big worm have eaten them? It's so huge and guards this place every day." Lin Xiao ignored their argument and quickly collected all the equilibrium flower seeds. "Done. Now I need to figure out how to leave the abyss." Just as he was preparing to leave, his body suddenly tensed. A woman wearing black gauze had appeared behind him without him noticing. Meanwhile, the Snow Maiden doll and the others had already fallen in pools of blood, barely alive and unable to make a sound. "Why do you know this thing is here?" Chapter 395. The voice, like bone-chilling frost, permeated Lin Xiao's marrow. Unbeknownst to him, the other party had already arrived behind him. Although her face was covered by a black veil, her appearance could still be vaguely seen. It was his mother, but she was no longer the person he knew. Lin Xiao never expected to meet her here in this way. Shouldn't she have obtained the power from the stone statue and left? Even with the 3 archdukes of hell blocking her, she might not have been able to defeat them, but she should have escaped from here. Why was she still here? And was her target also the equilibrium flower seed? Someone told me that a human entered the Abyss Great Canyon, and that person is you, isn't it? I didn't expect that after our last encounter at the evil god altar, you would have grown to this extent. Level 68. You were able to kill an abyssal Nash netherworm at level 65. I'm very curious how you managed to do that. Being able to kill an level 80 abyss monster at level 68 was astonishing. But she thought about the experience Lin Xiao gained after killing the abyssal Nash netherworm, which meant he might have slain the abyssal Nash netherworm at level 65. This was simply unimaginable. Lin Xiao didn't reply, but instead pondered how to escape from here. Fight? Aside from the Death God Knight, his summoned beasts were already unable to fight. How could he possibly fight against her? Well, since you've dealt with the abyssal Nash netherworm, it saves me a lot of trouble. Hand over the equilibrium flower seed, and I can let you leave here. Xia Xinyun spoke indifferently, her face devoid of any expression. As long as she got her hands on the equilibrium flower seed, her mission this time would be perfectly concluded, even if the 3 divine power orbs were taken by the 3 archdukes of hell. The Death God Knight stepped forward, blocking Lin Xiao, ready to face death. But the next second, bang! The Death God Knight was sent flying by an invisible force, disintegrating in midair and falling into the lake. Killed in one blow with no possibility of resistance whatsoever. Seeing the Death God Knight instantly killed, Lin Xiao was not surprised. It was impossible for someone who could become the 4th Archduke of Demons to have no strength at all. "Mom!" Lin Xiao was silent for a long time before slowly uttering the word. Xia Xinyun froze, a hint of confusion appearing in her heart, but she recovered after a few seconds. "It seems I have a deep connection with you. Are you the fragments of memory remaining in my mind? No wonder I felt a sense of familiarity when I saw you and didn't want to kill you. So this is the reason. These memory fragments are too dangerous. I've changed my mind now. I must erase you so that the residual memories will no longer affect me in the future." Lin Xiao immediately felt a bad premonition. He had wanted to see if his mother still retained her humanity. From her reaction, she did, but not much. It was mainly the demon occupying her body and personality, but now, because of that statement, he was forced into a dead end. Caw! Just as Xia Xinyun was about to make a move, an eagle's cry echoed from the sky. It was that male eagle. Lin Xiao didn't know why it appeared here, or why it even actively approached Xia Xinyun. Wasn't it seeking death? The male eagle spread its wings, and beneath its wings grew vertical eyes. Its pupils rotated, then firmly locked onto Xia Xinyun. Subsequently, a large number of eyes appeared in the sky, all staring intently. Myriad-eyed Eagle King, extremely rare even in the abyss. Xia Xinyun's body trembled, slightly affected. Then, looking at the myriad-eyed Eagle King in the sky, a black ray shot out of thin air, instantly killing it. The myriad-eyed Eagle King plummeted, transforming into a special flame in midair, and then fled far away. Xia Xinyun was somewhat surprised, completely unprepared for the other party to possess such an ability. Is it the power of void? While she was puzzled, Lin Xiao unleashed his trump card. The myriad-eyed Eagle King had bought him time. The void rumbled, as if stirred by an invisible giant hand. An ancient and evil aura surged from all directions. Lin Xiao's body began to tremble violently, feeling as if he was being dragged into a dark vortex, all his power being continuously drained. HP, strength, mana. The evil dragon set skill, Evil God Strike. His basic attributes plummeted like a bursting dam, falling into the 3-digit range in the blink of an eye. Although he had experienced it once before, this feeling was still unpleasant. At the same time, behind Lin Xiao, a phantom transformed into a dense, ink-like evil aura gradually condensed, churning and constantly changing shape, vaguely outlining a huge silhouette. Evil God! Xia Xinyun was shocked, sensing the power of the evil god continuously emanating from the massive silhouette. Why can you still use the evil god's power? Didn't the evil god already? Suddenly, she seemed to recall something, and her eyes beneath the black veil stared at Lin Xiao. It's the evil dragon. You actually collected all of the evil dragon's equipment. I didn't expect the equipment's effect would allow you to use the power of Evil God's Strike. Lin Xiao couldn't respond now. This time, the usage was even more painful than the last, his attributes directly drained to single digits. Before long, a distorted figure slowly emerged. Before, only a pair of eyes were exceptionally clear, but now even its body could be seen distinctly. 2 crimson eyes flickered with green flames, exuding endless coldness and murderous intent, radiating a terrifying chill. Its body did not resemble a human body, nor any creature from this place. The evil god looked down upon ants like a high and mighty deity, without a trace of pity. Leave now, and I can spare your life. Lin Xiao spoke with difficulty. The other party was his mother. How could he possibly kill her? But now, apart from this trump card, there was nothing else that could deter her. Xia Xinyun's gaze retracted from the evil god and fell upon Lin Xiao. Give me the equilibrium flower seed, and I'll leave now. You don't seem to recognize the situation right now. It would be effortless for me to kill you. You won't. You won't kill me. Xia Xinyun said this with great confidence. She didn't know the reason. Perhaps it was that lingering memory that made her certain Lin Xiao wouldn't attack her. Lin Xiao. Xia Xinyun continued. Let's both take a step back. Give me half of the equilibrium flower seeds, and I'll leave now. Lin Xiao. 3. All right. Xia Xinyun agreed without hesitation. Lin Xiao took out 3 equilibrium flower seeds from the stone plate and threw them over. Xia Xinyun checked them, confirmed there were no issues, and put them away. Next time we meet, I shouldn't have any special feelings for you, and you won't have the chance to use the evil god's power. With that, she vanished from the spot, leaving the Abyss Great Canyon. Chapter 396. Only after confirming the opponent had truly left did Lin Xiao finally let out a sigh of relief, and the shadow of the evil god behind him dissipated. Slumping onto the ground, Lin Xiao realized his back was already soaked with cold sweat, and his breathing became rapid. Wow! Who was that woman just now? She felt so terrifying. Yeah, but the divine power on her body seems to have disappeared. Was it stolen? I don't know. If it was all stolen, what good is her equilibrium flower seed? After the danger was averted, the calamity spirits, who had been hiding somewhere unknown, ran out again and chattered incessantly in Lin Xiao's ear. Lin Xiao had no time to deal with them now. He had just stepped back from the gates of hell, and his body was almost completely drained. He didn't even have the energy to tell them to shut up. Just then, a figure swept across the sky and landed beside Lin Xiao, the 10,000-eyed Eagle King. "You're actually not dead?" Lin Xiao was surprised to see the male eagle appear. Hadn't it been beaten until there was nothing left? "Thank you for buying me time just now. I didn't feed you for nothing all this time." The abyss monsters killed while searching for the equilibrium flower seed were mostly fed to the 10,000-eyed Eagle King, but it was a bit timid and didn't dare approach him. But feeding it for so long was finally effective. The 10,000-eyed Eagle King tilted its head, its eyes fixed on Lin Xiao, wondering what it was thinking. Lin Xiao met its gaze, and a terrifying thought suddenly popped into his mind. Hey, hey, hey! You're not waiting for me to die so you can eat me, are you? I'm not dead yet." The 10,000-eyed Eagle King understood Lin Xiao's words, let out a coo sound as if disappointed, and then flew away. That guy, he really was waiting for me to die. Lin Xiao was speechless. However, it was good news that the 10,000-eyed Eagle King didn't take advantage of his weakness, especially since the only summoned beast he could call out now was the Nether Beast. Level 50, does that count as some fighting power? I should find a place to hide first. Lying here is too dangerous. Although the immediate crisis was over, he was still in the Abyss Great Canyon, specifically in a dangerous water area, where he might be attacked by abyss monsters. After resting for a while, just as he was preparing to get up and leave, he suddenly felt a gaze land upon him. Lin Xiao's heart tightened. Did she come back? He certainly couldn't use the evil god strike again now. The gaze scrutinizing him was filled with vigilance, and soon 2 more gazes landed on him. Lin Xiao's pressure greatly increased, and a terrible guess suddenly came to mind. So it was you who used the power of the evil god? How can a human possess divine power? A burly figure appeared, and Lin Xiao's face immediately fell. Grand Duke of Fear, one of the 3 Archdukes of Hell. If he guessed correctly, those other 2 gazes, following the appearance of the Grand Duke of Fear, the other 2, Grand Duke Zhou Yuan and Grand Duke of Nightmare Demon, also appeared. After they got the item and broke free from the trap set by Xia Xinyun, they quickly left. After leaving the Abyss Great Canyon, they sensed the power of the evil god. Connecting this to the woman's various bizarre behaviors, they chose to secretly double back. By the time they returned and confirmed the location, the power of the evil god had long vanished, leaving only a human lying there. After several confirmations, they were certain that the power of the evil god just now originated from the human before them. Grand Duke Zhou Yuan said, "Take him back for careful study. A human who can use divine power before reaching the god rank must hold many secrets." Grand Duke of Nightmare Demons said, "You are right. He is not simple, and that woman must have sought him out. He used the power of the evil god to force her away, so we need to find out exactly what happened between them." He continued, "Let's go straight to my place. If interrogation fails, I will directly use nightmare art to force all his secrets out." Grand Duke of Fear and Grand Duke Zhou Yuan said, "Good." The 3 rarely agreed on anything. The main reason was that Xia Xinyun had brought them too much uncertainty, and they were unclear about her true goal, and what the person behind her was secretly plotting. Lin Xiao, dragging his weakened body, faced the 3 Archdukes of Hell before him. He was out of options. Every method had been exhausted. Even if he summoned the evil dragon, it wouldn't be a match for the 3 Archdukes of Hell. The Grand Duke of Fear reached out and grabbed at Lin Xiao. Lin Xiao faced it all calmly. No matter how scared or terrified he was, he could no longer reverse the situation. Just then, a sound of tearing air came from the sky, and a shield fell from above, smashing heavily right in front of the Grand Duke of Fear. "This is..." The Grand Duke of Fear was stunned, but quickly recognized the shield. "It's you." He let out a long howl toward the sky, unleashing boundless fury. A man descended from the sky and stood in front of Lin Xiao. Lin Xiao looked at the back figure, momentarily stunned, and spoke the man's name. "God of War!" Nan Wanxing turned his head, glanced at Lin Xiao, and gave a helpless smile. "You brat really aren't afraid of death, daring to come to a place like this and getting hunted down by the 3 Archdukes of Hell. What exactly did you do?" But now is not the time to talk about this. Nan Wanxing picked up the shield before him, looked directly at the three archdukes of hell and said, I am taking him away now. I hope you will accommodate me. Leave? Nan Wanxing, what do you think this place is? Do you think you can just come and go as you please? The Grand Duke of Fear was furious, as he had been injured by Nan Wanxing back then. Grand Duke Zhou Yuan also spoke chillingly. Nan Wanxing, although you are strong, don't forget where this is. You dare to come alone and face the three of us head-on? Are you not afraid of death? Ha ha ha. The Grand Duke of Nightmare Demon laughed coldly. Today truly is a good day. Not only did we get what we wanted, but we can also kill the strongest human. It's hitting two birds with one stone. Nan Wanxing remained neither arrogant nor humble, holding the shield as he spoke calmly. Since I dared to come, I certainly made preparations. If you want to start a war with me, I am happy to oblige. I'll ask one more time. Are you going to let us pass? The domineering declaration gave Lin Xiao a strong sense of security. Looking at Nan Wanxing's back, he seemed even taller than before. Is this the god of war? Daring to face the three archdukes of hell alone? Lin Xiao gained a whole new understanding of Nan Wanxing's strength. It seemed he had never actually seen the god of war make a move before. Arrogant. This is not your territory. How presumptuous. Today we will slay you, the strongest human. Then let's see what right they have to resist us. The three archdukes of hell could not be intimidated by a single sentence from Nan Wanxing. They were the strongest beings in the abyss. How could they fear him? Especially since all three of them were present. Even if he is the god of war, so what? The god of war can also be thrown into eternal damnation. Chapter 397. When the three archdukes of hell attacked simultaneously, it was bound to be world-destroying, shaking the entire abyss and enveloping it in this terrifying power. Greatest human expert, I admire you, but now, you can die. A curse materialized, hovering above Nan Wanxing's head, continuously unleashing terrifying cursed power, beginning to destroy him from within. Nightmare of the end. The Grand Duke of Nightmare Demon also held nothing back, launching his strongest attack from the start. The Grand Duke of Fear was the same. It could be said that among the three, he hated Nan Wanxing the most. Facing the attacks of the three archdukes of hell, Nan Wanxing showed no change in expression. He gripped the shield in his hand tightly. The shield shimmered with a faint light, outlining a strange pattern. It was a sanctuary. I told you if I wasn't prepared, why would I come here? He switched from holding the shield with one hand to two, then roared, Sanctuary Guard Wave. An invisible golden power rippled out, instantly neutralizing the three's attacks. What? Divine power? You've reached the divine level? No, he hasn't yet. He's just using it temporarily. Keep attacking. Don't give him a chance. The Grand Duke of Nightmare Demon immediately saw that Nan Wanxing had not reached the divine level and simultaneously signaled the other two to attack again. Shield counter. Nan Wanxing slammed his shield downwards, and the attacks they had just unleashed were returned to them. Not good. Another sneaky move. Nightmare. The three archdukes of hell immediately defended. After they blocked their own moves, they found that Nan Wanxing and Lin Xiao had long since vanished. Bastard! The Grand Duke of Fear roared, and the ice below could not withstand the roar, shattering into pieces. Go find him, you must find him. Grand Duke Zhou Yuan and the Grand Duke of Nightmare Demon exchanged glances without making any moves. If you want to find him, go find him yourself. We are not your subordinates, Grand Duke Zhou Yuan said coldly. The Grand Duke of Fear glared. Are you just going to let him treat the abyss as his backyard, coming and going as he pleases? Where is our dignity? The Grand Duke of Nightmare Demon spoke calmly. No rush. It's not too late to settle accounts with him after we've absorbed more divine power. Nan Wanxing's importance was far less than that of absorbing divine power. The reason he appeared here was also due to the sudden emergence of evil god power, but now that the opponent had escaped, there was naturally no need to spend the effort to search. Grand Duke Zhou Yuan and the Grand Duke of Nightmare Demon shared the same idea. Both planned to first absorb divine power, and after becoming stronger, they would deal with other issues. The two ignored the Grand Duke of Fear's anger and left directly. The Grand Duke of Fear glared at the two, and after a roar, also left the Abyss Great Canyon. Alone, even if he found Nan Wansheng, he wouldn't gain any advantage over him. In an unknown cave in the Abyss Great Canyon, Nan Wansheng brought Lin Xiao here. He wasn't afraid of abyss monsters in the cave because the place he was in was a guarantee of safety. God of War, are you a guardian class? Lin Xiao asked a question that greatly concerned him. The weapon Nan Wansheng used in battle was a shield, and among all classes, only the guardian class used shields. He had never expected Nan Wansheng to be a guardian class. Nan Wansheng smiled slightly. Is that strange? It is strange. Being called the God of War, intuitively, one would think you have a very strong offensive type of class. Lin Xiao said truthfully. Who told you that guardian class couldn't be offensive? Nan Wansheng patted his shield. It was then that Lin Xiao noticed a long sword still inserted into the handle of the shield. First, tell me about your situation. How did you end up in the Abyss Great Canyon? Did a dimensional rift teleport you here? Nan Wansheng asked. Lin Xiao thought for a moment, then nodded. Yes. If he were to say that he escaped from the cage and fought his way here, he would probably be scolded severely. So he told a white lie. What about the Archdukes of Demons? It's very rare for all three to attack together. Did they also come for you? He was very concerned about this matter. Because these three in the abyss originally checked and balanced each other, being competitors, and their rare alliance this time inevitably surprised him. No, it's because... Lin Xiao recounted what he knew, and Nan Wansheng listened, frowning but not interrupting. Only after Lin Xiao finished did he confirm. You mean your mother is taking the divine power from the stone statue, which attracted the three Archdukes of Hell? Yes. Lin Xiao nodded. I understand. I just didn't expect all three of them to be drawn here. Nan Wansheng, combining his own knowledge with the information he had, roughly understood what was happening. Lin Xiao was confused and couldn't help but ask, So, you already knew she was collecting divine power? Yes. Nan Wansheng nodded. He felt there was nothing to hide from Lin Xiao about this matter. After the evil god altar incident in the West, I paid extreme attention to her and investigated some things. It's a bit tricky. Nan Wansheng paused for a moment, considering where to begin explaining the situation to Lin Xiao. An unknown deity split into an evil aspect, which later gave rise to these 9 deities: evil, nether, calamity, nightmare, void, fiend, abyss, cinder, and resentment. The process of their demise has not been ascertained, only that they left behind stone statues, and part of their power remained within these stone statues. Later, the 3 Archdukes of Hell obtained divine power and dominated the entire abyss. The evil dragon you know obtained a small amount of evil god power, came to our side, and was finally slain. Of the remaining 5 stone statues, 2 are missing, presumably taken by someone, and there's a high probability it's the person behind your mother. Listening to Nan Wansheng's explanation, Lin Xiao was not surprised. Instead, he found it to be within reason. Lin Xiao, one person can't absorb the divine power of multiple deities, can they? No, but you said she took the equilibrium flower seed, so she might have the ability to absorb and merge. And don't forget, these 9 deities also originated from the same deity. No, they should be merely the evil aspect of that unknown deity. Chapter 398. While waiting to recover, Lin Xiao asked Nan Wansheng how he found him. I saw a verdant palace from a distance. I knew it was something you cooked up without even thinking about it, Nan Wansheng said. After luring away the Archduke of Demons, he entered the abyss to search for Lin Xiao. Without his exact location, he could only search blindly. After searching for a while, he finally saw the flashing green light in the Abyss Great Canyon. He initially thought Lin Xiao wouldn't be in such a dangerous place, and with the 3 Archdukes of Hell also heading there, it would be impossible to survive if they met. But after some thought, he decided to enter the Abyss Great Canyon to check, and it turned out Lin Xiao was indeed there. Lin Xiao laughed and changed the subject, asking, God of War, you must have reached level 99 a long time ago. Why haven't you advanced to level 100 and stepped into the divine realm? Facing the 3 archdukes of hell alone, he didn't believe Nan Wanqing was below level 99. Moreover, the God of War was very strong. Reaching level 100 and then stepping into the divine realm was entirely within his capabilities. Nan Wanqing nodded. As for level 100, let's talk about it later. Lin Xiao continued. I was in the Heavenly Realms Regret Dungeon. Oh, that is, the hidden dungeon of the Netherworld Train Abyss Dungeon. This dungeon is a past experience of the temple, but I met a girl inside. The girl was very strong. She knew she was in a past experience. She told me, it's best to become a god quickly, because the great universe's restrictions are tightening, and it won't be so easy to become a god then. Nan Wanqing raised an eyebrow. Oh, there's such a thing. Lin Xiao nodded. Nan Wanqing squeezed Lin Xiao's shoulder and said kindly, then you must work hard. If you don't grow up, how can you take my place? How can I be at ease becoming a god? Lin Xiao felt a pain in his shoulder and forced a smile. God of War, you think too highly of me. I'm only level 68. I'm still far from taking your place. You're being modest. Reaching level 68 at your age is unprecedented. Even I couldn't do it. If you don't take my place in the future, who will? Lin Xiao. Also, becoming a god means leaving here and entering the great universe. Not to mention the abyss threat hasn't been removed. Even entering the great universe is just jumping to another bigger world, where the danger level is more than 10 times greater. By the way, Nan Wanqing didn't continue, but brought up another topic. You should have gained a glimpse of a god. Which god's trial of the gods did you enter? Chaos God. Chaos God. Nan Wanqing was startled, quickly searching his mind for the gods he knew. In the end, he realized he had never heard of it. Not a god from the temple faction? It should be. The temple helped me open it. Nan Wanqing fell silent, thinking about everything that had happened before, then asked, did the temple suddenly weaken because it helped you open the Chaos God trial? Lin Xiao scratched his head. It should be, but I didn't know that letting him open the Chaos God trial would consume so much. He really hadn't expected that. It seems he values you greatly, not hesitating to consume himself to open the Chaos God trial for you. I've never even heard of this god. Lin Xiao scratched his head. He couldn't possibly say it was for Lin Yao that he made the temple open the Chaos God trial. After all, after the temple weakened again, the phenomenon of dungeons turning into abysses also increased, and he was more or less responsible for some of it. The goddess of fate has a good relationship with you. Why didn't you choose her trial of the gods? She is a high god. It's not suitable, Lin Xiao said, silently adding in his heart. Mainly because of Lin Yao. Nan Wanqing didn't press further, as it was Lin Xiao's choice. Then he took out a special crystal and said, I feel mostly recovered. It's time to leave here. With that, he crushed the crystal in his hand, and a spatial gate immediately appeared. Dimensional rift? Lin Xiao was startled and quickly asked, won't going back this way be too dangerous? This isn't a dimensional rift. It's a directional teleportation gate, much safer than a dimensional rift. I see. I don't want to experience the feeling of a dimensional rift again. Ha ha ha. It's already amazing that you survived a dimensional rift. When I first received the news, everyone thought you were dead. My body is quite sturdy. I endured it. Passing through the directional teleportation gate, Lin Xiao returned from the abyss to the human realm. You rest here first. I'll have someone come and check on you, since you just returned from the abyss, Nan Wanqing said. Okay. Soon, Nan Wanqing sent someone to prepare a residence and arranged for medical personnel to conduct a series of examinations. Lin Xiao lay on the bed, introspecting the situation in his summoning space. Heavy losses. This was the most devastating loss ever. Almost all summoned beasts were killed in action. The Snow Maiden doll, Xiaomo, and the slime were critically wounded, barely clinging to life, waiting to recover. Now, only the Nether Beast and the undeveloped Chaos could be summoned. Wow, is this where humans live? It feels even better than the abyss. Even the air is much better. That's right. Even the sky is blue, completely different from the abyss. Listening to the chattering noise in his ears, Lin Xiao was startled. Several calamity spirits appeared beside him, discussing the surrounding environment. Why are you here? Why are you still here? Lin Xiao was a little surprised. It was one thing for them to be in the abyss, but now that he was back, these guys could follow him here too. Ah? Aren't you here too? Can't we be here? Exactly, if we don't follow you, we have nowhere else. Chapter 399. This was Chaos's first reaction, and Lin Xiao understood what it meant. It wants to eat. Chaos can only grow by devouring divine power. Could it be that this crystal can also substitute for it? Lin Xiao was very surprised, and at the same time very pleased. He summoned Chaos, and a misty creature floated in mid-air. You want to eat? Lin Xiao tried asking. The mist mass stirred, and Lin Xiao immediately understood Qiu Zhonghui's meaning. It wants to eat. Then eat it. I wonder what special effects you'll have once you grow up. Lin Xiao handed over the void crystal, and Chaos released a small amount of mist, swallowing it. What is that thing? It looks a bit like us. How is it like us? It's all black and ugly. How can it be as good-looking as us? It seems to have eaten the void crystal? Can that thing be eaten? I don't know, we've never eaten it. The calamity spirits watched Chaos consume the void crystal with great curiosity, like curious babies. Lin Xiao also waited for Chaos to digest it, to see if it could grow. If not, he still had 2 more. A moment later, the surging mist gradually subsided. The void crystal had been eaten by it. Your summoned beast Chaos devoured the void realm divine crystal, grew, and leveled up to LV 10. Chaos gained the special ability Void Realm. Void Realm. After opening a dimensional rift, you can enter the Void Realm. Note: the Void Realm is a world of barren ruins and is extremely dangerous. It is not recommended to go there. Note: your current condition does not allow you to cross dimensional rifts. It is not recommended to go there. As Chaos leveled up, it also gained a special ability, along with 2 warning prompts. Void Realm? Directly going to another world. Lin Xiao was stunned. Is it a world in the great universe? He didn't know. Even if he wanted to verify it, he couldn't, as his current physical condition didn't allow it. Huh? It seems to have taken away Void's special power. Yes, I felt it. What exactly is this thing? The calamity spirits circled Chaos, curiously observing the misty creature. Lin Xiao heard them and asked, what is Void's special power? It's destruction. You're being too vague. It means that places attacked by it cannot be repaired or healed. For example, if you dig a hole in the ground, that hole will always remain there. Even if you fill it up, the hole will reappear and not disappear. The same principle applies to living beings. Yes, it seems that's right. The calamity spirits explained. Lin Xiao raised an eyebrow. That powerful? However, Chaos didn't seem to possess such an ability yet, only the ability to open a dimensional rift to the Void Realm. So, this Void Realm it goes to, is it actually the world that the Void Realm god once destroyed? Since the calamity spirits say Chaos has gained Void's ability, even if it doesn't quite fit, it's still growing. Perhaps once it fully matures, it will possess the ability to cause irreparable destruction. Lin Xiao took out the underworld god crystal, pondered for a moment, and then fed it to Chaos first. Seeing more food, Chaos quickly released its mist, even more eagerly swallowing the underworld god crystal. While Chaos was devouring, Lin Xiao curiously asked the calamity spirits, if I feed this thing to it, will it affect you? He was referring to the god of calamity's crystal. The calamity spirits looked at each other, then asked, we don't know. If this thing is gone, will we disappear? How would I know? Probably not. Won't we? But we are calamity spirits, and this is the calamity crystal. If it's eaten, we'll disappear too, right? Probably not. The void crystal was also eaten, but its special ability is still there. It hasn't disappeared. That makes sense. then it probably won't happen. Lin Xiao listened to their discussion and felt that his question was redundant. Your summoned beast chaos devoured the underworld god crystal, grew, and leveled up to LV 20. Chaos gained the special ability Underworld. Underworld. A special realm created by the underworld god. After opening a dimensional rift, you can go there. Note: after the underworld god's death, the underworld became a barren realm. Your level is too low, it is not recommended to go there. Note: your current condition does not allow you to cross dimensional rifts. It is not recommended to go there. Again, almost identical prompts. Are there no practical abilities? Lin Xiao scratched his head and gave the last god of calamity's crystal to Chaos. The calamity spirits watched nervously, wanting to see if they would disappear after the calamity crystal was eaten. Lin Xiao waited for the result, and soon a prompt sounded in his ear. Lin Xiao didn't look immediately, but rather at the calamity spirits beside him. They were still there. Yay! We're still here. The calamity crystal being eaten won't affect us. The calamity spirits bumped into each other, seemingly clapping and cheering for their victory. Lin Xiao ignored them and looked at Chaos's growth. Your summoned beast Chaos devoured the god of calamity crystal, grew, and leveled up to LV 30. Chaos gained the special ability Calamity. Calamity can randomly unleash a calamity. Calamities include divine lightning, meteorite, volcano, tsunami, hurricane, disease. Note: the plague calamity has disappeared and is no longer among the random selections. Note: your level is too low, and you cannot retract a calamity after unleashing it. Seeing the ability Chaos gained and the prompts that appeared, Lin Xiao was stunned. The plague calamity has disappeared? Is it that black plague? He immediately thought of who it was. Chapter 400, Somewhere in the Abyss. Did you bring back what I need? A low voice echoed in the sky, making it impossible to tell if it belonged to a man or a woman. Xia Xinyun remained silent, opening her palm to reveal a few equilibrium flower seeds lying there. Only this much? The voice carried a hint of displeasure. There was a slight accident, Xia Xinyun explained. The 3 archdukes of hell suddenly appeared, and they took the powers of Ming, Yi, and Su that I had previously obtained. Those aren't important. The equilibrium flower seeds are what matters, the voice said. I know how important the equilibrium flower seeds are to you, my lord, so I deliberately gave them those 3 powers, pretending I couldn't defeat them and had no choice but to surrender them. Afterward, I turned back to retrieve the equilibrium flower seeds. But someone was a step faster than me. Xia Xinyun paused, then added, to be precise, he was already waiting there. Even the abyssal Nash netherworm guarding the place was killed by him. By the time I arrived, the equilibrium flower seeds had already been taken by him, but his strength wasn't great. The loud voice said, since he wasn't strong, why didn't you kill him and take all the equilibrium flower seeds back for me, instead of just these few? Xia Xinyun continued, he really wasn't strong, arguably very weak. I could have killed him with a single thought. But for some reason, he was able to summon a phantom of the evil god and launch an attack. That attack from the evil god also had considerable side effects on him. Under mutually agreed terms, I managed to obtain a few equilibrium flower seeds. The loud voice fell silent. A moment later, it collected all the equilibrium flower seeds from Xia Xinyun's hand. The evil god. Is that the fellow who escaped from here back then? No matter. It just means fewer chances for trial and error, and I didn't need this many anyway. The voice snorted coldly. Although there was slight dissatisfaction, the desired item had been obtained in the end. Stealing my things? Once I finish absorbing this, none of you will escape. The voice gradually faded, and Xia Xinyun also retreated. She still had things to do. The memory fragments on her body needed to be cleared. But just as she prepared to act, confusion appeared in her eyes again. A hint of clarity appeared deep within her pupils. He has advanced further. I must speed up my process, or it will be too late. She muttered softly to herself, and the clarity deep within Xia Xinyun's pupils vanished. Before dealing with the memory fragments, I should first deal with that black plague. For some reason, she felt that dealing with the black plague was far more important than dealing with the memory fragments. Lin Xiao wanted to put the human demon's secret elixir on the agenda as soon as possible, but Nan Wanqing insisted he could not leave until his body had fully recovered. During these 7 days, Lin Xiao stayed here and felt like he was going to grow mold. He wasn't allowed to do anything, only rest in bed or go out for a little exercise. However, after the Snow Maiden doll and the others recovered, he had something to do, helping them enhance their talents. Having saved up for so many days, he had enough to upgrade 2 brilliant tier talents. He upgraded the Queen of Flowers talent, Sea of Flowers, to Flower of the World. Even if she dies, as long as a seed remains, she can immediately resurrect, inheriting half of her power and all of her abilities. Lin Xiao also helped Xiao Jing upgrade her talent. The number of spirit coffins didn't change, but the resurrected bodies within the spirit coffins received a significant enhancement. After finishing the talent upgrades, a medical staff member walked in. Lin Xiao, after these few days of checks, your body is essentially fine. You can be discharged at any time. Really? I can leave right now? Yes. If you have something urgent, you can leave now. Great, goodbye. Medical staff. Before she could reply, she felt a gust of wind pass by her. When she snapped back to reality, she realized Lin Xiao was already gone. The medical staff member shook her head helplessly. She had received Lin Xiao's request to leave the hospital many times, but since the God of War hadn't spoken, she didn't dare let Lin Xiao go. Now that the God of War had agreed to let Lin Xiao leave, she immediately came over to tell him the news. After leaving the hospital, Lin Xiao returned to Imperial Capital University via a teleportation array. After greeting Grandpa Nyo, who was guarding the entrance, he headed straight for the 4th floor of the Holy Temple. I've gotten hold of the last material. We can start developing the human demon's secret elixir now. As soon as he entered, Lin Xiao cut straight to the chase. Remy, who was conducting research, was startled by Lin Xiao's sudden intrusion. She was about to scold him, but upon hearing that he had obtained the equilibrium flower seeds, she immediately forgot about it. You really got the equilibrium flower seeds? That stuff is in the Abyss Great Canyon. You actually dared to go to the Abyss. Remy quickly ran over, urging Lin Xiao to take out the equilibrium flower seeds. It's just the Abyss. I even met the Archdukes of Demons and forced them to retreat. Stop bragging. If you had really met an Archduke of Demons and survived, you would have been reduced to dust long ago. And forced them to retreat. Remy rolled her eyes at Lin Xiao, feeling that this guy was becoming more and more fond of bragging. Lin Xiao shrugged, too lazy to explain, as he figured few people would believe him anyway. Afterward, he took out the equilibrium flower seeds and handed them to Remy. Oh, so this is the equilibrium flower seed. It's pretty much what I imagined. Remy was very excited. As a researcher and developer of potions, it was impossible not to be thrilled about a new material like this. Hee, there are quite a few. I can study them slowly now. Remy chuckled foolishly. Hey. I need you to research the human demon's secret elixir. Don't waste this stuff completely. This is all the equilibrium flower seed that's left, and I can't get any more. Lin Xiao quickly reminded her, lest she forget the most important task. Don't you trust me to handle things? Your needs are definitely the priority, but I must have all the remainder for research. Deal. If you successfully develop the human demon's secret elixir, the rest is yours. Okay. Remy gave a gesture indicating that everything was guaranteed to be fine. By the way, how long will it take you to develop it? Although the materials were secured, development takes time, and he was afraid of missing the deadline. When you gave me the formula, I already did some preliminary research. It shouldn't take too long to develop. As for the exact time, I can't say for sure, but probably around the time it takes for you to go to the Abyss and come back again. All right. Lin Xiao noted the time, less than a month, which was within his expected range. Then I won't bother you. Remember to hurry. All right, I know my limits. Your needs definitely come first. Rest assured. Only after receiving Remy's renewed assurance did Lin Xiao feel slightly relieved. He then took out the materials he had obtained from the abyss and handed them to her. Here you go. Some are what you asked me to find before and some are extra. They're useless to me, so I'm giving them all to you. Chapter 401. Lin Xiao left, not disturbing Remy as she developed the human demon's secret elixir. Just as he was preparing to return to his dorm, the voice of the god of fun suddenly echoed in his ear. I need to talk to you about something. Come here. Lin Xiao was stunned, but he didn't refuse. He activated his compass and arrived at the god's assembly hall. As soon as he arrived, he sensed the atmosphere was unusual. What's wrong? Lin Xiao asked, looking at the god of fun sitting opposite him. The goddess of fate's face lacked its usual smile. Instead, she looked seriously at Lin Xiao. Which god's trial did you complete? The chaos god. Lin Xiao didn't hide anything and directly gave them the answer. The chaos god? The goddess of fate frowned. The chaos god ceased to exist long ago, leaving behind only a seed. How did you start the trial? She went out once and returned to find that Lin Xiao had already completed his class awakening. But the trial he underwent was not associated with any god she knew. It was a chaos god, the first god born when the great universe appeared. That god had died long ago, transforming into a god seed. She couldn't figure out how Lin Xiao had managed to start the trial. Moreover, he had completed it, causing his own essence to become chaotic, making it impossible for her to view his path. I asked the temple to open it, Lin Xiao said calmly. The temple? The goddess of fate was stunned. It was an unexpected answer. Lin Xiao explained, Last time you told me about Lin Yao's situation and gave me 2 ways to save her. I went back and thought about it, and realized there was another way to save her. Passing the Chaos God's trial and taking his position. The goddess of fate was taken aback. She had never expected Lin Xiao to find a different approach. However, the Chaos God is already dead, and I didn't know where to start his trial, so I asked the temple, and it helped me open it. The goddess of fate. No wonder the temple suddenly became weak. I thought something serious had happened. Turns out you were the one causing trouble. Lin Xiao scratched his head awkwardly. So, after passing the Chaos God's trial, what special abilities did you gain? The goddess of fate asked curiously. After all, the Chaos God was the first god to appear in the great universe. She knew very little about him and couldn't even track him using the power of destiny. Nothing too special. I gained an exclusive skill that allows me to randomly acquire an attribute, a passive summoner skill, and a summoned beast named Chaos. Perhaps it's because my level is still low. I haven't discovered the uniqueness of this class yet. Lin Xiao said. Of course, except for the summoned beast named Chaos. Saying that it feeds on gods feels a bit terrifying. On the surface, there really doesn't seem to be anything special about it. Perhaps even ordinary. However, since he was the first god born in the great universe, he surely won't be weak. The goddess of fate did not press further. After all, the temple helped Lin Xiao open the trial, which was tantamount to receiving the temple's approval. By the way, I wanted to know if there's a god who, after death, could split into 9 separate gods? Lin Xiao recounted what he encountered in the abyss, to see if the god of fun knew any related information. Upon hearing this, the goddess of fate couldn't help but frown, her voice carrying a hint of surprise. The evil aspect of a god actually split into 9 gods? Yes, Lin Xiao nodded. I was also shocked when I first heard this news. The goddess of fate. I need to investigate, but since it involves the abyss, I probably won't find anything. Lin Xiao. Why? Although the abyss is part of your terrestrial realm, it is outside the jurisdiction of the temple. Furthermore, the archdukes of demons in the abyss have connections with certain evil gods, and the heart of curse originates from the god of curse. If I investigate too deeply, it might attract their attention. Even though the temple exists and prevents them from appearing directly, they could secretly increase the abyss's influence, and then there might be more than just the 3 archdukes of hell. The goddess of fate offered her explanation. Lin Xiao immediately understood. I see. I will look into this matter too. He realized that his mother might be connected to this incident. After chatting for a bit, Lin Xiao left the God's Assembly Hall, having received a coin of destiny as a reward. After returning to his dorm, Lin Xiao entered the Tower of Heaven. He still had the God of Thieves beside him. Perhaps he could learn some information from her. Huh? The Chaos God? Why haven't I heard of him? There's a god like that. You're really something. You ignored so many paths and chose one no one has ever heard of. Is this the capriciousness of someone favored by many gods? Celia was speechless. Whether it was destiny or herself, he stubbornly chose neither, essentially prioritizing defiance. Do you know anything about what I just told you? Lin Xiao ignored her words and asked directly. I don't know. And how can a god split into 9 gods after death? That's too monstrous. If they merged, wouldn't they be invincible? If you haven't heard of it, fine. I'll go ask someone else. Hey, why are you running so fast? Stay and chat with me. Lin Xiao left and found the old goat. He often crafted equipment for other gods, traveled extensively, and was very knowledgeable, so perhaps he had relevant information. I was just about to look for you. I didn't expect you to contact me first. I've already finished forging 2 pieces of the equipment you requested. The old goat took out an ice blue snowball and a dagger. This is for your snow maiden doll, and this dagger is for the spider prince. Your snow maiden doll is inherently a very pure ice-type summoned beast with considerable strength. Incorporating your ideas, I made some improvements so it can quickly absorb surrounding elemental power and convert it into ice elemental power. As for this dagger, I combined the power of the god of death and incorporated some instant death power to enhance its might. Although this instant death power doesn't activate 100% of the time, it also comes with a powerful concealment effect. This effect came from a god of thieves who repeatedly stole the equipment I forged. I finally caught her and used this as an exchange. The old goat proudly introduced the equipment he had forged. When Lin Xiao heard him introduce the Spider Prince's dagger and mention the god of thieves, he was stunned and subconsciously asked, "Is that Taoist's name Celia?" "Oh, you know her." The old goat took out a teapot, poured himself some tea, and took a sip. She has many names and many identities, but her real name is indeed that. Do you know her? Not just know her. She's currently locked up inside the Tower of Heaven. I've learned a bit about her. Lin Xiao picked up the 2 pieces of equipment. Thank you. I was just fulfilling what I promised you. By the way, why did you come looking for me? The old goat waved his hand and directly questioned Lin Xiao. Well, it's like this. I wanted to ask about something.